Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rants About Tech Live for Friday. TGIF, everybody. Glad you made it. It's March 28th. We're flying through March. We're flying through it. But we're getting through it here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna start the show off with a couple of short stories. So it's story day today. Got a couple stories. But how's everyone doing out there today? Thank you for everyone who's joining me in the chat. Everyone who got the chat going early, I really appreciate you guys. Let's go on. Let's see everyone for the people in the chat right now. I really appreciate you guys. We got Dr. Nerdy. We got She is always in the building. Appreciate you guys joining. Ooh, bad echo. Oh, whoa. Okay, I think that. All right, let's do that. Listen, I can't have a bad echo. We gotta do that intro all over again. My bad. One more time. I think the echo should be fixed. I think we got it situated in here. Welcome to another episode of Rants About Tech Live for this March 28th, Friday, TGIF. I'm hopefully gonna cut that beginning part out since it was bad. Let me know if I fixed the echo. I think it did fix it. Again, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you to the chat for getting it started early. I appreciate you guys. Let's get a reasonable air horn going because it probably was crazy before with the echo. So my apologies. That was magic. Air horns to the guys in the chat today. We got Mr. Mike. We got eInk. We got Dr. Nerdy. Thank you guys for joining me. We got Aaron, aka Mr. Media, in the building as well. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, everybody. Aaron, you got here just in time. You missed all the echoes. You missed a good time. I couldn't hear it myself, but you probably missed a good time. You got here just in time. Yeah. So today's not going to be a regular. There's really no headlines to talk about today, unless you guys know of something. Let me know. We'll do a quick internet search on some headlines if you guys know of any really pressing issues that we need to talk about today. But I didn't find anything pressing to talk about today. Mr. Mike says, Mr. Mike. All right, moving on. So we don't have a lot of tech headlines today. Actually, we have no tech headlines today. Today is a hangout. We're hanging out like we do on Saturday nights, but it's a Friday morning. It's a good time. Let's go ahead and talk about the happies here. Actually, before we do that, we're in Philadelphia today. I have a cam set up. I guess I should say I had a cam set up. It's not set up right now. I don't know what happened to it. We had a live Philadelphia cam to show how sunny it is today. We can't even see the sun on the desk right now today. But we had sun rays going across the desk today. I've never seen that. So it's supremely sunny here today. So I hope you guys are enjoying some good weather as well. I think it's going to get about 60, 65, 70 degrees here today. So, like I said, I hope you guys are going to get some good weather and enjoy your Friday and your start to the weekend. We got the happies going on, so let's go ahead and get. Today is happening National Hot Tub Day. If you own a hot tub, first of all, why? Why do you have one? And secondly, enjoy it. If you have it today, I'm sure you don't use it. I'm almost positive you don't use it. You need a day like today to remind you to even use the hot tub. Unless your hot tub is a time machine, then we got a whole other thing to talk about. Oh, those are the best. Hot tub time machines are the best. We got National Children's Picture Book Day. Now, there's a picture book. I don't have it in here right now. I wish I had it. Man, I don't remember the name of this book. You know what? We're gonna have to look the name of this book up. Chat. Oh no, we good. We're good to go. I thought I messed up, but I didn't. Oh, I probably did, but we're gonna make it. Oh, bam. Yep, we're gonna make it. We're good now. So there was basically a book that I wanted to bring up, and I wasn't gonna bring it up initially, but now talking about it, it hit my brain, and I'm like, yeah, we should probably talk about that as a picture book. There's a book. It's all about kids writing like letters to they're like God or whatever, right? Whatever their religion is, it was just a children's book full of letters they wrote to whatever religion, they're a part of. And I was like, and I had never seen that book before. It introduced me to me by Amy, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And she had the book her whole life or whatever since she was a kid. And at the very end of that book, it's a kid's picture book. At the very end of that book, there's a kid who wrote this line, and I'll never forget it. He wrote, "Dear God, I'm doing my best. Love, Frank." I'm like, I don't know why that hit me. But anyway, that's my children's book story. Yeah, very, very interesting book, very touching book. And I guess just because it's a kid's picture book doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it and get something from it as an adult. So there we go. That's my children's book story for today. Shedding some light on National Children's Book Day today. So that's what we're doing. National Black Forest Cake Day. I don't even know what Black Forest cake is. We're going to find out right now, though. We're about to find out right now. Oh boy. Oh, I knew this was not going to work. I knew it. Let's get this working. Let's get this working, shall we? Bam. Black Forest cake. We're good to go. We're good to go. All right. So, Black Forest cake. What do you guys think? Looks appetizing? I'm not a cherry dude. So when cherries are on stuff, I pass. It's a hard pass for me with the cherries. But it's a chocolate cake too. I'm not a real big, you know what? This is definitely not for me. We're gonna pass on that Black Forest cake. But if you do like some Black Forest cake, today's your day. Order that Black Forest cake from your neighborhood bakery. Oh, support your local bakery. Support local small businesses. There we go. That should have been in here today too. All right. What else we got here today? Let's go on with the promos. Thank you guys for being here. If you're supporting the channel right now, I really appreciate you. From the people who are watching right now, to the people who are subscribed to the channel, to the people who just watch the live streams, to the people who just watch the live streams after the fact, the replay, to my first and last time viewers. If you're viewing this right now and you're like, I'm never coming back here, I thank you. I appreciate you. You're a valued part of the team, even in your defiance of the live. You're still good. You're still good peoples to me. So shout out to all the first and last time watchers and listeners. You're all great. If you just, you know what, we got 8 people in here. Go ahead and like the video. If you're liking, supporting, that's supporting the channel. Just viewing supports the channel. So like I said, thank all you guys. If you do want to support above and beyond that, though, we have ways. We have ways. Right here, we got the website, rantsaboutTech.com. You can buy a t-shirt. We got white and black. We got nibs there. We got pins. So check out all that stuff there. And if that's the way you want to support, do that there. You can do it there as well. So any way you choose to support the channel, I really appreciate you guys. Even if you just hit that dislike button, as long as you hit it twice, we're all good. We're good to go. Let's go to the chat real quick. Master Mike says my ears are bleeding. Oh yeah, we already seen that. BM, good morning. How's it going, BM? Thanks for joining us. Let's get the air horns going for BM. BM hit me with a whole bunch of BM. What printer did you get? You didn't tell me what printer you got. BM dumped some information in the Discord last night about a 3D printer, and he didn't tell me what 3D printer. He just left it up to me to just think about it and ruminate on it all night. So I'm thinking, what printer comes with 4 spools? BM had 4 spools in the picture he put on the Discord. 4. Like, that's got to be a hefty machine if it came with 4 spools. So, yeah. Which one did you get, BM? Let me know. Good morning. All right. What else we got here? We got through the promos. We got through. Now let's get to the stories. Let's do this. Now on to the actual meat and potatoes. All right, everybody. Here we're going to. This is where the stories come in. This is story time right now. I almost want to close the laptop because it's story time. I won't close it because it'll crash everything. I'll slightly close it so that I know that I'm doing something not on the computer. All right, so story time. You guys ready for a story? I hope you're ready for a story. It's Friday. Unconventional. These stories are semi-tech related. Actually, we'll correlate tech somehow. You know I will. We'll correlate tech somehow. So let's go ahead and get to the first story. So I was thinking about, I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day, but I was thinking I know how we got here with the orange, right? Matter of fact, let's throw the oranges up. Let me get the oranges. I know how we got here. I absolutely know how we got here, so that's not really the question. Let me throw the orange up here. Oh, where? No. I'm looking for. Oh, where's our? Oh, there we go. There's our orange right there. So, I know how we got here with the orange, but then I started thinking, if someone were to ask me, what's the correlation between oranges and tech and crew? Like, how can I resolve the three things, right? And into one thing, like make it make sense. I got the story. So here's the story. This story is the story that correlates and combines and tells the story of oranges, the crew, and how it all correlates to tech. You guys ready? All right, let's do it. So first thing is, I have to think about the oranges, right? And then I had to think about how does oranges correlate to crew? Like, I know the story, but just as someone who doesn't know the back end, I started thinking, okay, well, oranges, crew is like ships or whatever, and oranges were usually kept on ships to prevent scurvy. So I started thinking about scurvy because of the oranges and the crew moniker. Scurvy is the connection between oranges and crew. All right, so that's the first step. That's the first step. If you're trying to find a connection between oranges and crew, scurvy is the connection. Okay, so now that we got scurvy, right? Now that we got scurvy, see, this is all tech. What is scurvy? Scurvy is a thing that people used to get back in the day when they used to be on ships all the time. And who gets scurvy? Pirates. Pirates get scurvy. And the oranges were there to keep the pirates from getting scurvy because of lack of vitamin C from being on a ship for months at a time. They just carry oranges. Some vitamin C. Broccoli would have worked. I learned recently that broccoli has more vitamin C than an orange. So maybe they should have been carrying broccoli. Well, but whatever. Oranges keep longer than broccoli. So maybe oranges is the key. Anyway, so you got scurvy is the connecting thing between crew and oranges. Who gets scurvy? Pirates. In this current age that we're in right now of technology and computers, who are the only pirates? I'm sorry. Oh, we got Somali pirates. Oh boy. Oh, that just ruined my whole logic. Oh boy. I just debunked my whole story. I debunked myself right now. But let's say for the sake there aren't Somali pirates, okay? Let's just say that for the sake of this story, that's not a thing, okay? Who are the current day pirates? Computer hackers. So if we're going down the line, we got oranges, crew, scurvy. Who gets scurvy? Pirates. Who are the modern day pirates? Hackers. What do hackers use? Computers. We've combined it all together. Air horns, and not air horns for myself. Let's get the applause going for myself here. We did it. We combined crew, oranges, and tech, and we brought it all home. That's the common theme here. So if anyone asks you, what does any of this mean? Like, why oranges? Why crew? Why tech? Because scurvy. Scurvy is the combining thing. That's the common factor between all the things. Okay, all right. Let's move on to the next story. All right, next story. It's Friday. We're gonna get to eInk stuff. Believe me. It's just humor me. This is something that upset me so much last night. I went on like 18,000 rants last night, and it wasn't even about technology. Loosely, we'll correlate to technology somehow. Let's go to the chat before we get to this next story. Mr. Mike says, you could say that you started it all with anti-orange rhetoric. I did. I could say that. But that wouldn't make sense to anyone who's not into eInk and knows what the Note Air 3C is. I'm trying to circumvent that whole conversation right there because I don't like the 3C. So, well, actually, I wish I had the 3C over the 4C right now. I'm not going to lie to you. Mr. Mike says, I thought scurvy was an eInk tablet. It'd be a good name for an eInk tablet, for sure. Don't say Pittsburgh. Oh, no. What about Pittsburgh Pirates? Oh, Oh man, you're right. But they're not real pirates. The only real pirates today are hackers in my mind. Period. Bar none. So here we go. This next story. Now I'm watching something last night. I can't remember exactly what I was watching. But in watching that, it was a commercial. So we're sitting on the couch, we're watching something, and this commercial comes on. I'm sure you guys have seen this Mountain Dew commercial that has Seal in it, right? The Seal commercial with the actual singer Seal in it. Have you guys seen that? If you haven't, let's take a look. You got to see the seal being a seal. I'm looking up Seal as a Seal commercial. It's the weirdest commercial I've seen in a very long time. It's a very weird commercial. Oh, this is. It's a 1 minute long commercial. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna just play this one little section here of this commercial. Let's check it out. It slips right on through watershed. Wow, whoa. Honestly, I have never seen the full version of this commercial ever. This is a whole new level of frightened that I am right now. After, like, there's no way this should have happened. Okay, continuing. There is so much as he can tell you, so much he can say. Okay, that's it. I can't even take any more. Okay, so that's the commercial. Now, in watching that commercial, I was like, man, Seal doesn't look like he's... Well, first of all, the first thing I thought wasn't that Seal doesn't look like he's aged a day since the 90s. But put that aside for a second. The first thing I thought was, man, doesn't... Like, whoever made this Mountain Dew commercial clearly played the Sega Dreamcast video game called Seaman. If you don't know what Seaman is, let's take a look. So you can see the striking similarities in this craziness here. Let's take a look at some Seaman images here. Right here. So this was a video game. Now, back in the day, this was like the early 2000s. So this was the thing. It was a seaman in a aquarium that you had to take care of. Essentially, it was a fish with a man's head with a spout from the snorkels on top of it. Anyway, that face, coincidentally, so this is tech related because that's the president of Sega Japan, I think, right there. I don't remember his name, but that's they used the president of companies or the CEO of the company's face as that Seaman face. Very crazy, very weird game. I did buy it though. It was cool. It was kind of innovative. It was online. It had like you could talk to the thing. Anyway, it was a crazy game, and you had to raise tons of them into fish from those tadpole-like things they were in the beginning. But anyway, moving on from that. That's the first thing I saw when I saw Seal, or thought when I saw Seal as a seal. Like someone clearly played Seaman back in the day and was like, oh, we could throw Seal's face on an actual seal. That would be great. That would be great. It wasn't. But that's the first thing I thought. Now, after that thought, oh, good morning, Greg. How's it going? Let's get the air horns going for Greg there. Greg just joined us, you guys. TGIF, Greg. Hope you're enjoying your day and that you have a weekend. Back to the story though. So the second thing I thought after thinking, this dude looks like Seaman. Someone clearly played Seaman back in the day, whoever made this commercial. So then I thought to myself, wow, Seal looks young as crap. Seaman is nightmare fuel. No, thank you. It probably ruined me as a young man, for sure. For sure. But the next thing I thought, like I said, was, man, Seal looks incredibly... He don't look like he aged a day since the 90s. Like, I've been listening to Seal since the 90s, and I'm like, this dude looks the same. He hasn't, like, he's at the end of the commercial, he's on a boat with his legs crossed, like, that's a good looking Seal. Looks younger than me. And the guy's 20 years older than me. So, I mean, yeah, anyway, Seal looks amazing. Seal looks amazing. But now, it's a pretty long story, so we'll keep going, though. So now that I got to the bottom of Seal looks amazing, now I want to know how old Seal is, because I want to compare Seal to myself and say, dang, if Seal looks this good at his age, you know, whatever. So I want to see how old Seal is now. So we check Seal, see how old he is. He's 62. So Seal is 62 right now, looking like he's 32. I mean, no lie. The guy looks great. I'm not going to lie, though. The scarring on his face is probably hiding some wrinkles. I ain't going to lie. Probably. He's in a good situation right now, regardless. Whatever. But the thing is, he looks really good. So then we obviously we go check to see. We go to Wikipedia, we check in Seal to see how old Seal is. We figure out he's 62. We also look at his bio and realize he's got siblings. Like, oh, what of his, you know, what's his sibling's name since his name is Seal, you know? So one of his siblings, sister, clearly, normal name. You would know that this is a female and that she's a person. Then we get to his brother. His brother. So it says related to, it says siblings, right? It says his sister's name, and then under his sister's name, it says the Bullets. Spelled Bullitts. So I'm like, how can this guy be related to a band? Because I'm thinking the Bullets sound like a band name, like a British band, but a band name nonetheless. So I'm like, all right. So I say instantly, I don't believe anything we just read because he can't be related to a band. That's impossible. So to make sure that I'm correct about the group being a band, because I wanted to make sure that they're a band at this point. So we click on it. The Bullets isn't a band. That's his brother's name. Now, I'm going to get to why this upset me in a second. I mean, that upset me kind of because I'm like, who names himself the Bullets? That's ridiculous. Then we look under the guy's credits. He's a all right. He's a director, singer-songwriter, producer, composer. So I'm sorry. So I think to myself, first of all, no self-respecting director would have to their credits singer-songwriter. And no really self-respecting singer-songwriter is probably got to their credits directing. So clearly this guy, I don't know, that made me mad instantly. I was upset about that too. Like, why all these titles, bro? Why all the titles? So that his name upset me. All the titles upset me. I'm like, I don't like this dude. I don't know who he is. Never heard him talk. Never seen an interview. Whatever the case, I made my mind up. I don't like this guy. Intuition. Now, fast forward. This is how good I think my intuition is anyway. I was about to say this is how good my intuition is, but this is how good I think it is about people. So I'm like, I don't like this guy. Nah, not for me. I like his brother. This guy though, who names himself the Bullets and is a singer, songwriter, director, composer, producer. No, don't like him. So too many credits. So then I'm like, okay, well, you know what? What has he done? Let's see. Maybe he's great at his craft. Maybe he's a great songwriter and singer. He's not, okay? Terrible. He don't even have any real published work for singing or songwriting, for that matter. With his brother, but that's his brother. He's gonna take you under his wing. Like, he's like almost 20 years. His brother's my age. So then I'm like, okay, cool. This is a long story, you guys, but I'm We're wrapping up here. We're getting to the ink soon. All right, so I thought to myself, oh, I'll tell 2 stories at the beginning of the live. They won't be long. It's been 30 minutes. My bad. I'll go. I'll talk about anything, you guys, and make it a whole conversation. So forgive me. Anyway, to the chat real quick before I finish the story. He used to be married to Heidi Klum. Yeah, Seal did, or I think Seal used to be married to Heidi Klum. Yeah. Through any event. So his brother, the Bullets. So I'm like looking at his credits. He's got none that you can speak of in a singer-songwriter or composer department, but he does have a credit for filmmaking and directing. So I'm like, oh, what piece of trash movie did this bozo? I'm calling him a bozo. I don't even, I do know that he's a bozo now. I do know it now. So I'm like, what piece of trash did this guy make? Okay, cool. I go check out the movie. The movie he made is called The Harder They Fall. Now, when I saw the title of the movie, my instinct was like, that's why I don't like the guy. I felt justified in all the hate I had been giving him for literally an hour. I couldn't stop talking about the dude. He made The Harder They Fall. Now, if you don't know what The Harder They Fall is, now, I saw this movie about a month ago, so I know how trash it is and garbage. I literally had to stop watching it 20 minutes into the movie. I had to stop watching it. I'm like, I can't watch this. I'm not about to spend an hour and a half of my life watching this piece of trash. So now I like Westerns, and I'm have a newfound interest in Westerns now because I'm really into North American history. Right now, I don't know why it's really exciting to me. So I consume everything I can about the American Wild West. Period. I love that period, that time period. I love the time period even before that. It's the North American history period. I love it, all of it. Anyway, so I'm really big into absorbing any kind of North American history in any form, right? So this is a Western talking about a time period in North American history, the Wild West, that I absolutely love. So I'm like, I'm gonna give it a try. And it's got an action-packed crew of people. So it's all-star cast. An all-star cast of people. So I'm thinking it's a shoe-in. It's a Western. And clearly a big budget Western because it's got this all-star cast of people in it. And one of the real reasons I watched it too, because I like Jonathan Majors. Not so much anymore. I did. He's falling on my list right now. He's got this unique voice. He's a really big dude, so I like watching him act. But like I said, not anymore. Anyway, I watched that movie about a month ago and couldn't even get through the movie because it was so trash. It's a Western that's playing out of time period music. He's got hip hop playing through the whole thing. The 20 minutes I was watching it, I heard about 4 different hip hop songs. So it's like a music video, which upset me a little bit. I'm like, that's not even music that was a part of the time. And I love hip hop, but I don't want it in my Westerns. It's just, that doesn't even make sense. So nah. What she put in the chat. His band, James Samuel, Lucy Liu, Idris Elba, and Jay Electronica, the Bullets. Well, he calls himself the Bullets. Maybe he has a band, the Bullets too, but he calls himself. His stage name is the Bullets. How do you feel about fake Newtons? Don't get me started, Greg. I'm already going off on a tangent right now. Don't get me started on that. That's interesting, Sheik. I didn't know the band was called the Bullets too. So thank you for that. But man, so moving on. I mean, let me know though. Is his name the Bullets as well? Did the Wikipedia mess that up? Because Wikipedia was like, yeah, he's the. And actually, we did a search on him too, and it did say that his stage name was in multiple instances the Bullets. So yeah, maybe he is the Bullets and his band is the Bullets. I think the fact that he calls himself the Bullets it just makes me want to, I don't know, scream and rant about it like I am right now. The Harder They Fall was actually good. What? No, it was not. All right, maybe it's not for me. Mr. Media, aka Aaron, said it was actually a good movie. I hated it. I couldn't get through it. So I don't want hip hop in my timepiece movies. Like if I heard hip hop in a movie talking about the Ice Age, I would be like, what is going on here? Like if I'm watching, or say we're watching Schindler's List. I don't know. You know what? Never mind. That doesn't compute. But a Western. To me, you need timepiece music in a Western. You can't throw hip hop in a Western and be like, this is giving you the true authentic feel of the time period. And maybe the movie was more about entertainment than it was getting the feel right. But then again, that's my problem with it. Like if you're doing a movie about the time period, you should be getting the time period right. The next thing I didn't like about the movie is the fact that these guys barged onto a train. Now, I'm ex-military. Now, I'm sensitive to things like mocking the military. You know, it especially when I know what the situation would be. So me being ex-military, this scene rubbed me totally the wrong way. So they barged onto a train to bust out one of their gang members, a group of people, a group of cowboys. And this train is a government train with government officials and like military on it. Armed military. And in this scene, the band of like 6 cowboys overrun this train, this military train with military personnel armed. And they overran the train without even a gunfight. I'm like, that kind of displays the American military looking crazy. Like, there is no way that would go down like that. Like, if no military personnel is going to be like, and at the end of the scuffle, the military personnel just give up. They just hand over their guns. Like, what? That would never happen. So now not only do you got the timepiece music wrong, because I don't want Jay-Z in my Wild West. I love Jay-Z, huge Jay-Z fan. I think they even had like Shine, like they even had one of Shine's songs in there. I'm a huge fan of these hip hop artists. I do not want it in my westerns though. You know what I want in my westerns? I don't know, fiddles, violins, pianos, like in a saloon. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just, that rubbed me the wrong way. Like when you do that. And then the train getting overrun by a band of 6 people with like really nothing. They could have had slingshots for all I care. But anyway, didn't like the movie. Didn't like it at all. But when I realized the bullets made that movie, I was like, okay, me not liking this guy makes perfect sense. Me not liking it. Yes, his stage name and the band name, I still don't understand. Yeah. I don't know how either thing came about for him. I can only imagine that his brother is rich as crap. And I would do this for my brother too. Like if I had a brother and I was rich and my brother was like, hey bro, I have some ideas for making a business for myself or making a living for myself, or I want to pursue this creative aspect of my life. If you know, but I don't have the money to fund it. You think you can help me fund that in an effort to help me make money for myself? Now that I could totally see. And it seems like that's what happened in this case. He had a rich brother and was able to explore his creative side. And what he decided to do was make this Western. And I didn't like it. Matter of fact, let's see what the Rotten Tomato score is. Let's see what the Rotten Tomato score is here. Let's put in Harder They Fall. Oh boy. I gotta get rid of that. Okay, there we go, my guy. All right. Okay, so let's look up the Harder They Fall here. Wow, this thing got 88%? I don't know if that says anything about me or the larger public. I mean, that movie was not good. The acting wasn't good. And this is coming from really good actors too. The acting wasn't good, in my opinion. It was really like an extended video. Like someone wanted to shoot a video that was a Western like a hip hop video that was a Western. That's what this is. A really long hip hop video that happens to be in a Western setting for effect. I don't know. I did not like it at all. Anyway, so those are my 2 stories. That took 40 minutes. Jesus Christ. How did I take 2 stories and turn them into that? I don't know, chat. All right, but let's get to the e-ink stories right now, or the e-ink. All right, so first up, what we got here is the features I'm missing from the eNote. Well, features I'm missing, period. And one of the features I'm missing that I was missing this week a lot as I was writing I'm experimenting with a lot more writing on different devices. So as you guys probably know, I've been experimenting more with the Remarkable operating system, just trying to catch up with the updates that they've had and keep myself up to breast with what they're doing. But in using the Remarkable and the Supernote and the Boox platform, obviously the big 3, there was a feature I missed when I was dealing with the Remarkable. So let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. So let's go ahead and get the eNote out here. And I'm going to pull up a note real quick. Oh, wow. All right, 1 second, you guys. I think my camera. Okay, we're back. We'll get this demonstration started. My top-down camera just it quit on me, so we're gonna get that thing going again. Hey. All right, here we go. Okay, so what we have here is the Pinstar eNote. Now, I'm gonna show you guys what I mean on the Remarkable real quick. Okay. So what we have here is the Remarkable 2, all right? And I want to say off the top, the calligraphy pen on the Remarkable platform is the best pen I've ever used on any ink device. I'm not going to hold you. It is the best, literally the best. I would debate anybody on that. So I was writing this the other day, right? And I thought, okay, I want to use the calligraphy pen, and I chose the calligraphy pen like I typically would do right here, and I chose the thin line. What I wanted to do was write the template out in a bold line, right? I wanted to write. So this is another thing I don't like too. We're gonna talk about this, things I don't like about the Remarkable platform. I think this dot thing that happens is one of those things. This is so silly. Why Remarkable hasn't fixed this problem? Or why they don't, maybe they don't even know it's a problem. You'll know today. We'll talk about it. So when I was writing this, I thought, okay, I wanted to write some things out as a template, and then the template would be static, and then I would just fill in things throughout the week for the live, right? So maybe, you see I'll have topics kind of bolded right here. It's not bolded, but it's a thicker line than the rest of this. I wanted the beginning of every topic to be bolded like this topic's handwriting is right here. And then I was going to write what I was adding to it in this really thin writing like you see here. Now, if I were on a Boox platform product, all I would have to do is circle all of that and turn it into a different, I could turn that into a different pen style to differentiate it. Right? I could have changed the color of it to differentiate it. There's some options I would have had if I wanted to differentiate the background information from what I'm writing for this particular show. And I would normally use line thicknesses to differentiate between those two things. But in the case where I made a mistake and I wrote everything in the same line thickness, I don't want to have to go back and rewrite everything. And that's what I would have had to do on the Remarkable. Is I would have had to go back and rewrite everything. The parts that I wanted in a thicker line, I would have to go back and rewrite all of that in thicker lines and go back and rewrite all this other stuff in the thinner line like I wanted it. Like I said, on the Boox platform, there's no need to really do that. Can we put myself up here? Let me just see if I can throw myself up on the screen here. I think I can. Bam. Okay. There we go. So the thing here is that I didn't want to go back and rewrite everything. And I instantly thought, if I were on a Boox platform, I could have changed the pen or changed the color. If I were on the Remarkable, is there anything I could have done to fix that if I had made that mistake? I mean, not the Remarkable. If I were on a Supernote, is there anything I could have done to fix that if I made that mistake? And there's nothing you could have done on a Supernote either. There are no tools that would have helped me in this particular situation on the Supernote. Like I said, the Boox platform has some tools that I could have helped myself out, right? I could have kind of fixed the situation without having to rewrite everything. But the Penstar has a feature that would have allowed me to do just what I wanted to do, make certain things bold and other things really thin as far as a line thickness goes. Now, this is a feature on the Penstar that I really do wish was on every other device, because it would help me in situations like this. So right here, we see I have something written. Oh, and can we? Let's get this real quick, you guys. Oh, that didn't help. All right, here we go. Okay. So, oh, stop jerking, baby. All right. So the thing here is that if I had written a lot of stuff, let's continue to write some stuff. Oh, wrong pen. I forget that the pen for the Penstar is unique to just it. And I didn't want that pen at all. Let's choose a different pen here. Maybe I do want that pen, just not the pen thickness or line thickness. 3 is good. Okay, so I got a few things written down here. Now, if I wanted to just make one of these letters bold, or if I wanted to bold, if I thought, dang, I really wanted to bold that first sentence or bold a few of those words in that first sentence. If I wanted to do that in Remarkable, I have to rewrite everything, right? On this, there's a selection, right? I could just lasso what I want bolded. So I select those 3 words right there. Now it's selected. I can hit that and get some options and get cut, copy, and bold in this shortcut menu right here. Hit bold, and you can see it. Now you can see that it's a little more bold than the other. Oops. It's more bolded than the other writing here. I'm gonna undo and redo that. So let's undo. So that's the regular line thickness there. And redo. That's the bolded line thickness. That would have been enough for me. That would have been enough for me. That would have saved me on the Remarkable after writing everything if I could have just went back and bolded something. So that to me is one of those features that I'm missing this week. I think last week one of the features I was missing was more on the Remarkable, where the infinite scroll and the line that you can draw to select everything. This week I'm missing that bold functionality on the eNote. That's one thing eNote has added to the game that I think they should lean into a little bit more. Anyway, that's one of the things I'm missing this week in eInk. Let's go to the next thing here, which I think is going to be another eNote thing. eNote hasn't had an update in about 6 months. Is that odd? I don't know. So when I went to go check this feature out on the Penstar, I totally expected an update. Because I hadn't used the device in about 2 weeks. So I'm thinking there's got to be an update, because before that, there hadn't been an update in almost 4 or 5 months. So, and then when I turned it on, I don't know why I expected an update, but there was no update. Should I be concerned? Am I expecting too much? Has Onyx with their constant, well, actually lately Supernote with their constant updates, has that ruined me? Do I have unreasonable expectations for updates now? Am I being too harsh on Penstar for their lack of update in about 6 months? Let's go to the chat real quick. Aaron says it's a good movie. It's not, Aaron. He said you might need to revisit the movie. I couldn't get past it. My anxiety got so bad I had to just walk away from it. Old Town Road music videos. That's what the movie is. One big Old Town Road. Once again, Greg, yes, Old Town Road extended video. That's exactly what it was. Greg is on point today. I ain't gonna hold you. Greg, man, listen. Greg, let's get this. We already gave you the air horn. Let's get a Greg. Greg, you're doing your thing today. Your logic is impeccable. Okay? Your logic is on point today, Greg, aka Gregory. It actually was like an extended Old Town Road music video. I could not take it. All right, let me give you an example of what I expect when I watch a movie from that time period. Let me give you an example of what I feel like is good, and then maybe you will understand why I think this is trash. One of the best Westerns I've ever seen, 1918. Sheridan Taylor. Western? True to life? Good music? Good narration? Good actors? 1918. Or no, 1819. Whew, my bad. 1819. Yeah. You check that out. Taylor Sheridan, the same person who made Yellowstone, which this is like a prequel to Yellowstone. But that's good. That was more of a series, though. That wasn't a movie. All right, what about a movie? Oh, The Revenant. You ever seen The Revenant? Now, that's how you do a Western. You know what else? Who did a Western really good and one of my favorite directors? Quentin Tarantino. Crazy Eight. Was it the Crazy Eight? No, it wasn't the Crazy Eight. Oh boy, what was that? Oh man, I can't remember what that Western is that Quentin Tarantino. You know what? Let's look at it. Let's find out. We're gonna find out what this Western. Like he made The Hateful Eight. Whew. Now that is a good Western. Good music, true to life. Like you, like even if you want to go further than that, we got really good Westerns. Tombstone, awesome Western. Wyatt Earp, awesome. But The Revenant, though, to me, takes the cake. Tombstone was awesome. And The Revenant, yeah. The Revenant, to me, like, it just oozes the times. Like, it oozes the times. If you want to know or get a really good feeling for what that life was like, just the total disregard for human life and, like, Dances with Wolves, bam. Good one, Dr. Nerdy. Another... See, that's the level of Western I'm talking about. The Harder They Fall can't hold the jockstrap of any one of these movies. It can't carry the water for any one of these movies. Yo. Like you can't even talk about that in the same sentence. So I won't. I'm done. This is hate because of the hip hop soundtrack. No, it's hate because of the hip hop soundtrack, which is not from the time period. And I would say this if it were a electronic soundtrack. I would say this if it were a romantic comedy soundtrack. I would say this if it were any soundtrack other than a soundtrack from the times. I would be saying this about. So it being hip hop isn't the problem. It being not of the times is the problem. Because I'm a huge hip hop head, like, period. So it not being of the time is the issue I have with the music. And I would have that problem if it were anything. If it were Lady Gaga singing, I would have a problem with it because it's not of the time. But that wasn't my biggest issue. When I saw them overrun the train with 6 people, I was done. Yeah, you can maybe overrun a train with six people with civilians on it, but the U.S. government, bro, chill out. Chill the crap out. That ain't happening. Like I said, I expect a little bit of accuracy as soon as you throw the government or the military into any situation. I expect accuracy. Else, don't do it. Just don't. Don't try to make the military look like we would just give up guns because a group of people barged onto a train. Everybody would have been. Okay, I won't go that far. Man, my military almost just came out. The Django. Very good. Not a Western, but definitely of the time. Another Quentin Tarantino flick. Very good movie, though. I would take that, too. Like I said, I wouldn't call the Django a Western, but definitely of the time. And definitely a very good movie. Definitely a very good movie. I'm a Quentin Tarantino fan. I ain't gonna hold you. Pulp Fiction is the greatest movie ever made, in my opinion. That he put a clinic on of filmmaking for that movie. Anyway, let's move on. What else we got here? I think I was talking about the eNote not having a update. Am I being unreasonable? Have we thought about that? Am I being unreasonable about the eNote not having an update in almost 6 months? And have I been spoiled by Supernote's constant iterations? Has Ratta spoiled me? Let me know, you guys. Let me know. Let's go to chat real quick. So the Romeo and Juliet remake, Leo DiCaprio. The Romeo and Juliet remake, Leo DiCaprio. I didn't see that. Leo was in the Django though. He played a hell of a role in that movie. He did a crazy good job in that movie. Okay, all right. So let's go on to the next thing we got here. So the next thing we got here is some notes on remarkable features. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, so I got some notes here on some remarkable features. Like I said, I've been going through and using tablets that I haven't used in a while, just to, like I said, to see what the updates have been and to see how I can implement these things into my workflow now, considering all the new tools that have been added over the months. So, but I noticed some things about the Supernote platform that we're going to talk about right now that I thought were worth mentioning. And I think I'm going to start doing this every live. Like we'll do a live and I'll just go over my thoughts about a particular e-ink device since we last got together and talked about it. And I ranted about some things. All right, so first thing is no option to write titles, only type. So let's bring that over here. So no option to write titles, only type. So this is a gripe I've had with the. This is a gripe. Whoa. All right, I'm tired of you guys looking at my sweaty armpit. Let's take. Bam. Okay, let's do that. I'm like, my sweaty armpit is bothering me. So yeah, let's just do something about that. All right. It's warm in here today. I can't open a window though, and I didn't have the air on because it's not that warm. But yeah, anyway. So no option to write titles after you type. So this is my thing right here. When I want to name a note, so let's just get out of this note right here. It's gonna pain me to do this. Oh no, it's not. So if I go into a note and I create a new note. Oh man. I create a new note. We'll just say a new notebook. The first thing it does is give me the keyboard, right? And lets me type in what I want the title of the notebook to be. Why am I not allowed to write? Like, what's the point of this being a writing tablet, but you're legitly forcing me to write certain things like titles? Okay, that bothers me a little bit for a writing device. That should be fixed. That should be remedied. They should do what literally everybody else does. And as soon as you tap on that text box, gives you the option to whether you want to use a keyboard or whether you want a box to write your handwriting in, and then it converts it to text, which is how it should be. So, oh, I thought I took that off. I didn't take it off. Oh, I put it back on there. Okay, there we go. So that's one of my problems right there. I think they should allow you to write since it's a writing tablet. But that's one of the gripes that I've had for a long time and revisited when I went back to try to use this and implement it back into my workflow, considering the new tools. But I don't like that at all. You should be able to write in every aspect of the system. You shouldn't be forced to type anything. All right. Moving on to the next thing here. What I have is tapping on the screen to exit menus makes a mark on the document. Why? If a menu is up on the screen, I'm probably not trying to write on it as well, right? If I have a menu up, and let's look at that. So let's just say I have a menu up on the screen. Let's say I bring up the tools, the pen menu. I got the pen menu up here, right? When I want to get rid of that menu and start writing, like say I pick my tools, got my tool, got my line width, got my color. Why the crap is that line there? Why when I tap on the screen to get rid of a menu, it makes a mark? That legitimately makes no okay, let's go back. That legitimately to me makes no sense. All right, maybe move up here. That legit makes no sense to me. You're never going to be trying to write when a menu is up, right? I mean, am I wrong in thinking that? Like who puts a menu up? I was like, oh, let me just write this note real quick while that menu's up. You're not. If you're tapping after a menu is up, 100% of the time you're tapping on the screen to get rid of that menu. Not right. Why? Why am I marking up stuff trying to get rid of a menu? I guess you could say, well, oh, Rod, you could use your finger to get rid of it. That way it doesn't write anything. Yeah, I could also write with my finger, but I ain't gonna do that either. I do it with this. I'm using this. It's a paper pen replacement. I don't like that. So yeah, can we fix that, Remarkable, please? And that's on the Paper Pro as well. They don't discriminate. They're like, all bugs go to all devices. We don't care. I'm with you. Not really. But okay, let's go to the next thing here. You have to back out of the file to rename it. Why? Why do I have to back? I'm in the file. All right, so the first problem is I don't even know what the name of this file is. So that upsets me a little bit. I was about to say something else. That upset me a little bit. It does upset me a lot. That I can't look at this and just know what the name of the file is. Like, look at this. The name of the file is right down here. Where's the... Let me pull out the GOAT 10.3 here. The GOAT. We should start calling this thing the GOAT 10.3. I'm not playing. Listen, from now on, from henceforth, this shall be known as the GOAT 10.3 because it is the GOAT. Anyway, moving on. On here, on the Boox platform, I got the name of the note right here. I know what I'm in, what I'm working with. Make noises. I don't know what I'm working with right here. I have no clue. Like, to find out, I have to go into this. Oh, I got to deal with a mark first. Then I got to go to this. That don't even tell me. What? Oh, yeah, there we go. So now if I go into the menu right here, what can we call this? The note menu, the page menu, whatever. I see it right here, but it should be somewhere. Like, okay, and the UI is up. That's what makes it so crazy. The UI is up. This is the UI gone. If the UI is up, I should also see what note I'm in. That should be somewhere. Oh, the GOAT 10.3 eInk. Air horns for eInk for that GOAT. That was awesome. I don't know why that GOAT makes me smile and laugh so much. You know what? I'm going to get that t-shirt. I'm going to get that t-shirt made. We got to do it. We got to do it. To any event, yeah, I don't like that. So that's the first thing. First thing, you don't even know there's nothing showing what file you're in. But even if there was, there'd be no way to change that file name from the file. So I'll go in here. There's nothing. I can't click on that, the actual name to change it. There's no option to change the file name anywhere. To change the file name, I have to literally back out of the file. Now I can long press on the file and then go to rename. Now I can rename it. And I can't even, again, I'm back to my initial problem. I can't write that. I gotta type it. Come on, man. Remarkable. Help a brother out. Come on. Come on. Like this is such an easy fix here. Handwriting box. Let's do it. Maybe they don't have good handwriting recognition. Maybe the real time is bad. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, I don't like the fact that they don't have it working. So, oh, black t-shirts with oranges. Oh, that would be okay. You know what? Throwing it down right now. Throwing it down right now. That's a good idea. That's really good. With oranges. So I got a few ideas for orange shirts. I've been holding out for the best ones, and I've been holding out for when I need to reorder, which is going to be soon here. So I'll have that, or I'll have a design for that. Maybe a design or two. Maybe we'll throw up a few designs of the orange shirt and throw it up in the Discord, or maybe we'll throw it on the members posts on YouTube, or both. Maybe we'll do both. CJ says, I second this black shirt with oranges. Okay, no doubt. We got to do it then. We got to do it. I'll make some designs. Like I said, it's close to reorder time for me because the shirts are running out on the site. So yeah, I'll redesign one and get those in the next batch. I'll let you guys know how that works out. All right, so let's go back here. So yeah, you have to back out of the file to rename it. I don't like that. So that's another thing I've after going back to the Remarkable and trying to reincorporate it into my workflow, something I realized again and didn't like. You can't move or otherwise manipulate text boxes. Okay, so I mean, unlike the Supernote platform, that doesn't give you an option for text boxes at all, you do get the option for, and unlike the Boox platform, which gives you supreme control over text boxes and what you can do with them, and like it's the best on that platform. Text boxes are. The text box implementation on the Remarkable is lacking, and it's almost not even. I guess if you're a typer, it's worth it. Again, whatever. Let's take a look at it real quick. So we hit the T here to get the text box up, so we can either type or I don't know, otherwise manipulate how the text looks. Anyway, we get add text, narrow column or wide column. Right now, we're going to add some text. So we added this text box right here. Again, we can't write this. We have to type it. Okay. I will say that it's responsive, way more responsive than the Supernote platform is. And that's something I noticed right away because of using the Supernote platform to type a few things. This is way more responsive than the Supernote platform and the Boox platform. Like, this is the only device I would actually type on the screen with, period. But I do have, this is the keyboard thing, so I wouldn't have to do that. But I definitely would use the software keyboard because it works fantastically. So hello world. Now that we have that text there, we can't do anything with it. We can't move it anywhere. We can't select it. Like, we can't manipulate the size at all. Nothing. We can't even we can't cut it out. Like, we can't do nothing with that once it's there. So it's limiting in that way. And for that reason alone, I don't think it's very useful. Like, I would have loved to take a text box and move it up to my header spot right here and just have a nice, neat header. So when I go into pages, it's a nice, neat view of what is on that page, and I'll actually be able to read it. I had to make those really bold and big to see them in this page view right here. And like I said, it would have been a lot neater had I been able to make text boxes go to that location and use text boxes for that. But like I do on the Boox platform, but whatever. So that's a problem. That's a problem of mine. Let's go on to the next thing here. Tap to undo redo is the best implementation of tools I've ever seen, of the tool that I've ever seen. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's go to writing here. Now, if I wanted to undo, I just double tap. I can have the pen in my hand, double tap, double tap. If I want to redo, 3-finger tap. With the pen in my hand, redo or undo, and then go back to writing. Undo, go back to writing. That is so awesome. It's so awesome. That is the best implementation of undo, redo I have ever used on any device. Like no one even comes close to it. And if anyone says the Remarkable, I'm going to lose it. I mean, not the Remarkable, but the Supernote. I'm going to lose it. Stop it. The Supernote bar gesture for undo, redo, garbage compared to this. Straight trash compared to this. So yeah, the best implementation I've ever seen of that tool. And something I'm loving about the Remarkable now that I'm coming back to it. The last thing we got here is pen magnets on any best magnetics on any pen/tablet combo, both devices, for the Remarkable 2 and the Remarkable Paper Pro. One of the reasons its simple cylindrical shape doesn't bother me here, it has purpose. So I think I've said this a few times, but let's say it again here. This pen, I don't like cylindrical pens like this. I think it's just silly, and like I don't know why. For a premium pen, this should never happen, in my opinion. For a standard pen that you're packing in with the device for free, yeah, I can accept that then. And that's what Onyx does with their devices. They pack these pieces of landfill trash in for free, and they are just that. But I tolerate and can deal with Remarkable's use of this form factor, I guess if you want to call it that, because of how well it works, right? Let's take this out of here. Let's go ahead and take the Remarkable out of the case here. So now the Remarkable's out of the case, you can put the pen on there. Now, this is the pen, this is the premium pen that comes, or not doesn't come with it, but this is the premium pen you can buy for the Remarkable 2. Now, I like this pen for a couple reasons. It's the only one that stays on after being shaken like this. Literally the only tablet. Okay, there ain't another tablet on the market where you're gonna put a pen on it and shake it like this and the pen stay on there. To me, that's purpose. Like if you're gonna have a piece of landfill trash like this and it holds the device, at least let it have purpose. The magnet is strong enough to hold the device. It's strong enough to stay on with some jostling. And it's just a strong connection. I love it. And with it like this, you can sit it down on a table and it not lift the device up, right? It just kind of sits there perfectly. I love it. It just moves out of the way and lets the device go down flat. I love it. So this is pen magnetic implementation done perfect because it has purpose and reason. With pens that don't, let's just show you here. Can I bring up? Oh, let's do this. We're gonna go get. Oh, wrong one. Okay. So by comparison, this is the Note Air 4C here, and this is basically the equivalent of the pen that comes with it. This came with the Note Air or the GOAT 10.3, but this is the same pen that comes. It's just the black pen that comes with the Note Air 4C. Now, first of all, it's a weak connection. I wouldn't even attempt to hold the device by the pen. I wouldn't. It would break. Let me move my Remarkable 2 out of the way because I don't need that breaking over this piece of trash right here. God, it could have been so great. It should have been so great. Anyway, so not only can I not hold the device by the pen, and I won't even attempt it because it's so weak. Look, watch this. One shake, that thing's off. Now, you're going to lose this if you put this on here. It's not going to stay there. If you put it in your bag, it's definitely not going to stay there. If you're walking with it, it might stay there, but then again, it might not. It might not. But with the Remarkable, I know it's not going anywhere. I can walk around. I would throw this in my bag like this and still expect that pen to be there when I pulled it out of my bag. When I'm walking with this, I still expect the pen to stay there. I don't worry about it. That's where the design meets function. It's functional. So whereas in every other instance of these cylindrical pieces of landfill trash coming to the market, I am against it 100%. I'm okay with it in the Remarkable situation because of how well it works. It has a form and function that serves a purpose. It stays on the device. It stays on the device. So that's my thing. That's my right there. All right. And that's all of the Remarkable stuff here. Let's see what else we have on the agenda for today. All right. So we have, what we got here? Oh, new handwriting to text method needed. Okay. So this is a note I took when I was just thinking about eInk and how we interact with eInk and what would make eInk better for me as far as using eInk as an input device. I'm realizing that a lot of my writing and a lot of my data input stuff I can't do anything with it, and I want to do something with all the data that I write down. Because with AI being as good as it is right now, like, and I tell you guys, if you're not using AI, if you have digital writing, if you're typing out documents, and if you're not at least using AI to look it over and give you some insight as to what it thinks, you should be. It's never bad to have an extra set of eyes, especially an extra set of eyes that has the world's knowledge at its fingertips. Never a bad thing. So I want to run everything through AI to give me insight on the data that I'm inputting. So that means I need everything in digital text form, right? So I've been thinking about how we can get handwriting into text form the easiest way. So I'm working on a way right now, an agent that's going to do that kind of thing. That's another thing I'm making. Shout out to the makers. So I'm working on an agent that would do just that for us, an automated situation that will just take care of everything. It's going to be an uphill battle. There's a lot of moving parts to this, but I'm going to try to bring that to the public. But the point is, if we had tools right now that could make that situation easier to where we don't have to worry about getting our handwriting converted to text and then how to get that conversion into a system that we can actually work with it, like get it into our Google Drive or get it into a backup situation to where all of our other files are, right? And have either AI work on it or we do more digital manipulation of the files because we can, right? So as it is now, we have to convert the handwriting to text. So let's take a look at this. As it is now, I would have to convert this handwriting to text, right? Then I would have to somehow export this into a system that I would want to work with it as text. Whether that's Word or Google Documents or whatever you use for document processing, right? Then you have to figure out a way to get that there, okay? In order for you to do any real work with it, okay? So that's the thing I'm trying to avoid. So I started thinking, maybe I can do some of my Excel spreadsheet input stuff on the eInk device. Pull up sheets on the Note Air 4C or the GOAT 10.3 and be like, okay, how can I best input information into these text boxes? So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So what we're going to do is take a look at what I would like to happen, what I would like to see happen. And you guys can let me know how you feel about that. Let's go to the chat before I do that demonstration, though. We got DeRock says, my take, all magnet pen is ignorable. I have yet to find one that will stay in the bag where the pen gets lost at the bottom of the bag immediately. Pen loop for the win. I'm with you 100%, DeRock. I'm so with you. I only highlight the Remarkable because it's the only one that did it right. It's the only. Have you used the Remarkable pen combo? Let me know how that worked for you, because to me this works unlike any. Or this isn't Remarkable, but the Remarkable and pen combo works incredibly well, better than any other pen tablet connection combo. Right? It has the strongest connection. And to me, this is the best cylindrical piece of landfill trash I've ever seen in my life. This rubberized back here is awesome. The textured grip is awesome. The flat part right here to help it sit on the device better is awesome, because it's even another place where I sit my thumb. It's just a marker for me. And when I grab the pen, it's awesome. you know, I dig it. I dig it. I don't like cylindrical stuff like this. I'd rather something with some ergonomics, like, you know, the goat right here. With some ergonomics, you know what I'm saying? With a little bit of shape, you know. But whatever. A little bit of character, but whatever. I'll deal with that. So, what else we got here? Or the pen thinner. The pen could be thinner, but then that hurts how you grip it. I think they solved that with this flat portion right here. I think that maintains that connection extremely well. Yeah, that would be ideal, but then the device would need to be at least as thick as the pen. Well, CJ says, I wish we could slip the pen in the device like Samsung's Note smartphones, which is cool. Now, you know who has an ingenious way of doing this pen thing, and I think it's literally ingenious. Penstar. So when I went to CES, their pen situation is really cool. So what they do is they have built into the body, they have a slot, okay? And the slot isn't for the pen, the slot is for the pen's clip. So you just slot that pen clip right into there and it holds the device or holds the pen. That's ingenious. I love that. It's implemented right into the design of the thing. It can be very thin because the clip on the pen is very thin. You know what I mean? So that's an ingenious way to do it. I think that was really cool how they handled that. The Rock says, I'm looking at the Go 10.3 and the pen that thin would be uncomfortable. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't make the pen thinner because it just gets uncomfortable to hold, right? This is like the smallest I would accept a cylindrical pen like this, right? So they needed it to be this big. They couldn't make it as thin as the device. Brian says, I have been using the Adobe Acrobat AI assistant to go through large PDF files that I need access to. It works really well. Ooh, I've been using Adobe Acrobat AI assistant to go through large PDF that I need. Yeah, you see, I haven't tried Adobe Acrobat, but I've been trying ways to get AI to just automatically convert my stuff when they're uploaded to Drive, right? That's what I'm working on right now. But that is a cool way. I might have to look into that. What Adobe suite do you have, Brian? The Rock says, I don't have a remarkable, but HP laptop has a pen, pretty strong magnet. Still falls off in a bag. Never use it anyway, so it goes in the bag. Pen loop. Yeah, I hear you. No doubt. In my opinion, it may not be the best magnet but it's the best magnet pen combo in eInk. 100%. 100%. All right. Let's go on to the that's it. Yeah, so that's all of the remarkable notes I had there. What else we got here? Oh, no. We were talking about handwriting and text method. So let's go ahead and show that. So let's go ahead and show that handwriting and text method I'm hoping that they introduce. Now, this method that I'm about to talk about right now isn't something that I thought of. It's not an original idea for me. This is something that Apple did with the Apple Message Pad 2100, the Newton back in the day. And this is something that I think should be carried over here. So let's go into, do we have multitasking up? Not really. So we're going to go into Sheets here. And inside Sheets, we're just going to open one of these. Oh, this is the roles. This is actually what I wanted to kind of manipulate here. This is the roles spreadsheet I'm making for the Discord here. A little sneak peek. I need to make it pretty. I'm hoping AI can help me with that. Make it pretty. Make it something that you would look at and be like, oh, that's nice to look at. It's nice to look at. It's informative. Bam. Win-win and win. Okay, so now let's just say I wanted to use my eInk tablet to do spreadsheet stuff, right? Say I wanted to go into this cell and I want to write something. Now, how the message, I guess you can see that pretty. Can we see this? Let's just get down here. All right. So there we go. So you can see that I clicked on this cell right here, right? Now on the Newton message pad, how it would do it is, if you clicked on a cell, it would put a cursor in that cell. After the cursor went into that cell, you could write anywhere on the screen and it would convert it and put it in that cell. Marvelous. Or you could also even just write in that, you could just start writing in that cell and it will convert right where you're writing at. So if I wanted to add a hello to that square, I would just start writing in that square. The handwriting would right after I got done, a few seconds after I got done, would then convert itself to text in the location or in the box that I was writing in. How awesome is that? Like, so that would make doing spreadsheet things like this super easy. I could just, like I said, select a cell and start writing in it. Select the next cell, start writing in it. Select the next cell, start writing in it. And now, if it worked that way, right now, I'd have 4 cells converted to text where I wrote handwriting, right? Super convenient, super awesome. As it is now, though, this is how it works. So as it is now, when I click on a cell, I can't do anything with that. But when I go down to the bottom, there's a text box that I can click in, and now it gives me the handwriting text box. So you see how that's a lot of steps. And it works like, and CJ says, you're describing what works on the iPad. It's very useful. And it works that way on the iPad as well, because that's, like I said, that's how Apple did it on the Newton message pad. So they just brought that over from, the iPad is essentially the successor to the message pad. Period. They literally brought all the tools over from the message pad to the new script, to the new message or the new writing app on the iPads. It's awesome. I don't like the writing experience. I don't like the fact that it's, you know, not ink. It's another LCD screen I'm looking at. So I can't use it. But if I didn't know about eInk technology, I would so be using that iPad and that software, because it's just like the message pad, which is, the editing for that is just superb. No one, these eInk guys need to take note 100%. Anyway, that's one step. That's one step I'd have to do in the Apple way, right? With this way, and this is how it works on the best of systems on eInk. I would have to select the box, select this box, then go down to this box and write what I wanted to write. Now it's there. Now I have to go to the next box. Well, actually, that's not bad. Oh, that's actually not bad. Not as intuitive, right? As being able to just write, or being able to write where you're at, but this is not too bad. But the other way is definitely better. And I think that's something that should be brought to all of these devices. That's just something I think, can I get rid of that? Oh, now I got to go get rid of all of this. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, here we go. So I think that every system should have this. It's just a super intuitive way to handle it. And why do we need a handwriting box at all if we can just go ahead and write in the text box? Like in the case where this is like really small, I wouldn't be able to write what I want to write in there. Either I could zoom it up, or just let me tap and write. You know. Anyway, that's just my thought for how we could make. Oh boy, let's get rid of this. That's just my thought for how we can make the handwriting conversion better on eInk devices. All right, let's go on to the next thing here. The next thing we have here is images from OpenAI's 4.0 model and the internet's obsession with that, and Studio Ghibli. So Studio Ghibli, I had to look this up. I had been seeing these pictures online using the new ChatGPT image generation tools that uses OpenAI 4.0 to do the multimodal image generation. We talked about this earlier in the week, maybe, or maybe late last week. We talked about this, but we definitely talked about this on the live, the launch of that image generation tool. Now, when that image generation tool launched, I started playing with it myself. Yeah, we did talk about it on live, because I talked about how I wanted to make a image of the studio, and the Gemini software wouldn't do it. No. I made a post in the Discord. That was a Discord post about AI. But the short and the skinny of it is I wanted to get a studio an image of the studio done in a cartoon or anime lo-fi style thing for another project that I'm doing. So I wanted something like that. So I wanted to see if AI could take that picture and generate that for me, or if I'm going to have to hire an artist or somebody like that to like be able to make a pre-rendered recreation of the studio. But the thing is, I wanted to see if AI could do it. I gave it to Gemini. Gemini cannot do it. I gave it to the new image generation tool on ChatGPT, which is free, by the way, right now. It did okay. It's not as good. It's good with people, like portraits and faces. Like if you want to give it a picture of yourself and say, "Hey, do this with it," or of your cat, perfect. It does a marvelous job with that. When you ask it to give you a recreation of when you ask it to give you a recreation of structures or of a scene, it gives you a recreation of that scene, but it doesn't give you an accurate recreation of that scene. But better than Gemini, because Gemini wouldn't give me anything at all. Matter of fact, it crashed Gemini. Gemini crashed multiple times every time I tried to get it to do that. It never gave me any feedback. One time it said that it would make it in Photoshop for me. But since I know I don't have Photoshop, I'm like, how are you going to do that if I don't even have Photoshop, bro? So it said some crazy stuff. But ChatGPT gave me an image that looked close to my studio. Matter of fact, no, I'm lying. It wasn't even close. It had the same elements. It had a table, a chair, a desk. It had a window. It had my PC. None of it looked like the stuff that was actually here. But at least it put those elements in place, even though they weren't like copies of that or even remotely similar to it. They at least had the elements in the room correct. Yeah, but that's about as far as it would go. So anyway, people have gone online and they've been making all kinds of images with this, and I just want to take a look at those. So let's go ahead and do that. What have we got here? I think I have a couple of those images up right now. Ooh, I don't have this in the comments. We got to talk about that. That's pretty cool. Okay, here we go. So we're on the good old Reddit right here. These are some of the images we got from this Studio Ghibli style recreation of stuff. This is the best one. Oh, so classic. So classic. And to me, and you guys might think, okay, well, this is nothing new. We've been seeing good image generation from AI for a long time. You're right, we have. But we have not been seeing photo recreations of scenes. We haven't seen AI be able to recreate that because the first thing, well, not only that, we've never been able to tell AI with any consistency and any reliability to create text and images exactly how we stated, right? As you can see here on this picture, it says Paris 2024. It says Turkey on his shirt, has the Adidas logo. This is a correct representation of that, whereas before, it might not have said Paris 2024. It might have just said some gibberish back there, right? And not only that, now, if I wanted to make a fake passport, I would just put a prompt in, hey, show me an image of a passport with my name in it, put this destination in the destination section, and it would do that and correctly put the text in the proper font, in the proper size, in the proper location. That is new. That is new. So images like this wouldn't have been possible before. Not just from image recreation and then some prompts. Like you feed in an image and then say, do this to this image, right? This is recreating the girl in the red dress thing. I don't know where this is from. Although this is popping up everywhere and people are doing their own renditions of the girl in the red dress. I'm like, what is this from? I mean, I know that The Matrix used a girl in the red dress in one of the scenes to kind of trick Morph or Neo, but this isn't The Matrix. It's a dude and his girl is mad because he's looking at a chick in a red dress. What is this about? Somebody tell me. Somebody please inform me. I don't know this. I don't get it. Let's go to the chat real quick. Joseph the Spaceman says, do you know how to program the button on the Lamy pen? Program the button, if you mean where the setting is so you can change the customization for the pen. Yeah, I know where that is. But if you're talking about something else, bro, I have no idea, Joseph. Please enlighten me. The Rock says, on Boox to enable write anywhere like you wanted. I know you, okay, I get the handwriting to text box back up and top left box with the 2 arrows pointing out to expand. This will allow you to write anywhere. CJ says it's a famous meme, the girl in the red dress. Yeah, but I'm like, why? I don't know why. I want to get that, but I don't get it. The Rock says the girl pick dress is a classic meme. I'm sure someone will put it in Discord. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is with that expanded text box, I know that you can do that. I know you can do a write anywhere thing. But that's a little bit different. That would help. That helps. And I know you can do that. But the problem with that write anywhere thing is it's finicky when you want to go and correct something. That's the only reason I don't use that expanded write anywhere thing. Because when you want to correct something you wrote, and undoubtedly you will need to, because the text or the handwriting recognition in that global handwriting box isn't as good as the recognition that you would use just converting a whole paragraph or converting a word that you picked, right? It's a little bit different than that conversion. So you're going to undoubtedly have to correct something. When you do, you will recognize the pain that I'm talking about, and you will quickly switch from that mode just like I did. But give it a try and let me know what you think. If the editing is why I don't use that mode, The Rock. The editing is just horrendous there. It takes way more time to edit. And when you can write anywhere on the screen. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll get the meme at some point. Like I said, it's Matrix to me. Whoever created this meme guaranteed had the Matrix in mind. That was the original inspiration behind this. I guarantee. I don't know that for a fact. Don't quote me. But I'm going to go so far as to say I guarantee, I'm almost certain, I'm almost 80% that this is a meme created from the line or this thing in the Matrix, or whoever created the meme was a Matrix fan. Because that's where it rings from for me. All right, what else we got here? Yeah, so I think it's cool. I think that the image generation is cool. I think the new things that you can do with these tools is awesome. Where are we at here? I think that we're in a new era. I was talking to Sheen the other day in the Discord about this this new AI world. Like, everything's moving so fast. Like, so fast. Like, every day there's a new breakthrough with AI. It's doing something different. Another companies beat another company out in AI benchmarks. And I stopped following the benchmarks because, like I said, every other day someone's beating someone else. And if I came on here every day talking about who beat who, and we'd be doing this every live. I don't want to do that. We'll talk about it maybe once a week, once a month. But yeah, so that's my thing right there. And on this point, it's gotten so bad with people getting studio or wanting Studio Ghibli recreations of what they. And if you don't know what Studio Ghibli is, it's a Japanese anime studio who has a distinctive drawing style, and everyone loves it. So people are trying to recreate everything in that drawing style. Well, OpenAI has stopped people from being able to create in that drawing style. And I'm assuming, well, first of all, the studio head doesn't like AI. He's gone on record as saying he thinks AI is an atrocity. But beyond that, it's copyright things, right? Like, OpenAI says they don't use other people's works to generate stuff and train on. Clearly, they trained a lot of their stuff on Studio Ghibli because it creates really good Studio Ghibli stuff. And I think that's one of the reasons maybe why they're toning down on that. Here we go. What else we got here? Oh, okay. Boox New Ink Spire pen. So Onyx has this comes from Reddit as well. Onyx has a new pen. They say it's active stylus, but I mean, someone in the comments made the comment that I think all Wacom EMR stylus are active. technically. So this wouldn't be anything new or different. But when I looked at this, I thought, okay, it's interesting, but it's just another cylindrical pen from Onyx, right? But then I looked at the nib here. That nib looks different, no? Doesn't it look like the conical nib on the Remarkable Paper Pro? Let me grab that nib. So coupled with the active in the description here, and with that pen looking like, the tip on that pen looking like the conical tip on this pen, which is not Wacom, it's USI standard pen. So some people might have thought that this pen was going to be a USI standard pen from Onyx. Yeah, no one in the comments thinks that particular thing, even though that's kind of where I was going. That's where my brain went. But it is a new pen from Onyx. Now I'm thinking I don't really care because it's just another pen like they always make. The tip may be a little bit different. And someone also in the comments brought up the fact that another EMR stylus has a conical tip like that, and it's EMR and not USI. So anyway, I thought this was interesting that they're coming out with another pen. I'm wondering if it does anything different, if it's premium in any way. It doesn't have any ergonomics. I don't know if it has a button. It doesn't look like it has an eraser on the back, but who knows? They could just make the back an eraser. So yeah, I thought this was interesting. Called the Ink Spire. I don't like the name either. I don't like the pen, but hey, it's ink, so we need to talk about it. All right, what else we got here? The new Kindle Touch touchscreen page turning debacle. Let's talk about it. So if you have a Paperwhite, it seems like the Paperwhite is the only new Kindle device that has the touchscreen page turning, where you can double tap to page turn. Let's take a look at that. All right, here we go. We got The Verge right here. So we got this story coming from The Verge. Double tap page turns are only available on the premium Kindle Paperwhite. Amazon has introduced the new Kindle. Let me start over. Amazon has introduced a new Kindle feature letting you tap the back and sides of the e-reader to turn pages and scroll lists. It was initially thought to be limited to only the ColorSoft and 12th generation Paperwhite, but Amazon spokesperson Connor Rice has confirmed to The Verge that you'll specifically need the pricier $200 Paperwhite Signature Edition or the ColorSoft to get the feature. The $159 basic 12th generation Paperwhite doesn't have it. So that's been the kind of thing people have been upset about. If you have a Kindle, what do you think? This upset you to any degree? I think this just may be obviously just the e-readers, not the note takers that they have. But if you have one of these Kindles, what are your thoughts on this? I'm not a Kindle owner, but I do know people are pretty serious about their Kindles, and when Amazon changes anything about a Kindle, people are usually up in arms. But I thought this is pretty interesting, especially them limiting that to one device over others when they all have touchscreens, and it's not that big of a deal mechanically or program wise to get this going on a device that already has a touchscreen. So I don't know what the problem is, why they wouldn't allow this on all of them, but I guess it's a good reason to buy that more pricier Signature Edition. Yeah, there you go. Next story here. The next thing we got on the docket is going to be concerns over Bamboo Labs' new H2D. So I've been seeing a lot of people concerned about the H2D, the new printer from Bamboo Labs. Let's find out here. The H2D. We showed this on the live the other day. Can we go to the site there? Why am I typing Bamboo H2D? Okay, about to say, I was like, dang, why is Reddit the first thing, not the company site? But whatever. All right, so We got the H2D here. We talked about this, I think, on Wednesday's show, and just about how awesome it is, and I really want one. It does everything. It does the engraving, it does the cutting, and it doesn't cut metal. And thanks to Rock for making that known to me. It doesn't cut metals, which is what I thought it did, which would have added some supreme functionality for me. But it will be able to cut out certain other things like wood. It can cut through plastics and things like that, but it won't cut metal. And like I said, shout out to Rock for bringing that to my attention there. But it does a couple things that I think is really cool. The double nozzle feature is something I really like. Being able to, not that I print in multiple colors, but being able to print in multiple materials, right, would be really nice in one go, instead of having to print it in two separate goes and combining the two, like what I'm doing right now. So that would be really nice. I know that you can kind of do this with the printer that I have now, the A1 Mini, if you're willing to swap out, do a mid-print roll swap, and I'm not. This will take that out of the equation for me. So I do like it. But people are really up in arms about this device's laser cutting abilities and the fire hazard that it produces. And I did some research on that. It's not as big of a fire hazard as I guess people are trying to make it seem. Not make it seem, but as people think it may be. A fire hazard for sure, because if it wasn't, they wouldn't have this emergency stop button that makes a loud alarm sound when you push it. It wouldn't have flame retardant stuff inside, right? It has a built-in fire extinguisher. I mean, it's optional. You have to pay extra for it, but it's there if you want to get it. They have all these fail-safes in place. The machine will turn itself off if certain conditions start to present themselves. So there's lots of fail-safes within this particular design, but people are really up in arms about them adding a laser cutter to this particular machine. Where I think it's awesome, people are like, no, bro, that's not awesome. That's dangerous. But they do have this ventilation system that you can buy with it as well to kind of get rid of the fumes created by the laser printer, the laser, period, full stop. But yeah, so I'm not exactly sure. I have to do some more reading, but just to put that out there, there is some concern amongst the community that this laser is going to present a problem, and I guess we'll see. None of the reviewers who've got it, who've had it for over a month now, have had any problems with it as far as flame resistance or flame retardants or explosions happening or things bursting into flames. So, but that's a very small sample and for a very limited time. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens over time with this. I'll keep my eye on it for sure. What else we got here? All right, so the last thing we have on the docket here is iOS 19. Actually, you know what? Before we leave off this thing right here, I wanted to show something that I saw that I thought was pretty cool. This earthquake in Mandalay this afternoon. Yet my printer printed perfectly through it. So they got a bamboo printer down there. I don't know what printer that is, but whatever printer that is, they were like, this thing printed through a freaking earthquake. Let's take a look. Now, my bad. There we go. Okay, so it's not. I thought it maybe it'd been English, but it's not. We need. Oh, there we go. Got captions on. And what else? What else are? So you can see that something happened. There definitely was an earthquake there. But he says, yeah, nothing happened to the printer. The printer printed perfectly through an earthquake. I just thought that was interesting. For all the 3D printers out, 3D print heads out there, like your bamboo printer will survive an earthquake, and not only that, it will print through an earthquake. You're good to go. You're good to go with a bamboo. You're good to go. All right, let's get to this last story here, where we are going to talk about iOS 19 leak. So Apple's releasing iOS 19, I think this summer. It's supposed to be a total reimagination of the operating system. Let's take a look at what we got here. Now, instantly, I already like, and this is coming from 9 to 5 Mac. I already like where they're going with the translucent 19. It just looks better than, it's like frosted glass look. But I do like it. I do like it. I thought we had pictures. Here we go. No, that's 8.4. Oh boy. What? Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. Oh my goodness. Okay, so all right, I thought this was a story talking about or showing the new changes in iOS 19. All right, chat, this was not. My bad. I thought I had some juicy iOS stuff queued up for us. I did not. Okay, I did not. We're not gonna worry about this today. We may talk about this on tomorrow evening show. All right, redemption. There we go. Redemption time will be tomorrow on tomorrow's Saturday show. We'll have this story up there, and I'll have the details for it. But yeah, I thought we could get some details from that. But yeah, 9 to 5 Mac. Like there's nothing showing the operating system. It says it gives off a vibe that we need more of. No pictures. 9 to 5 Mac never lets me down, but they've let me down today. They have sorely let me down today. I don't even know what to say. I guess that's the end of the show. When you get let down by 9 to 5 Mac, you got to be like, oh, that's the end of the show. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I'm done for the day. Let's get to the chat real quick before we head out, though. We have, there you go, original meme in Discord. Thanks, The Rock. I'm going to check that out. I appreciate that. Oh, maybe we can look. Can we look at that? Do we have Discord up here? No, we don't. We don't. Okay. I'll take a look at it after the live. Thanks, The Rock. I have a Kindle. Never understood double tap when single tap does the same. Well, there you go. That's the information I needed right there. CJ says it should be in September with new iPhones, but we will have a first look at WWDC. Cool. All right. I'm interested in waiting for WWDC. I like a good iOS refresh. I think they do a really good job when they put their minds to it. I think it's been lackluster of late, which is why I haven't been excited by iPhones. The software looks super dated in comparison to what Google's doing with their phones, and Samsung for that matter. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Again, live show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever, Saturday, 7 p.m. to kind of whenever, Eastern time always. And until next time, you guys, have a great weekend. And yeah, take care.